KEMPER Profiler Tones and Talks. Hello, everybody. Today with me is Mr. Thomas Dill. Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Tom.
We could dive right into this, and we looked at the metal EQ for taming certain frequencies really sharp. Now there's the other option, and maybe even a little bit easier, the filters from the KEMPER Drive. So you have looked into this and tried this with various guitars, or just one guitar, or various amps?
Just one guitar to keep it simple. And I thought about changing the tone or changing the sound without turning knobs at the amp. So sometimes you have an amp setting that you really like. And sometimes we had that before. It needs to be shaped a little bit to sit in the mix or to have another tone option. And it would be easy to have something that you just can turn on and it's blue. And turn the next on, it's yellow. And turn the next one, it's green or something like that. So it's all about different colors of tones. And with the KEMPER Drive, in that way that you described, Tom, it's absolutely fine. So turning the drive at 0, then don't do anything with boosting, turning the volume up or anything like that, and using just the definition, the tone, and the slim down parameter from the KEMPER Drive to shape this sound. So we need to go to the rig manager so I can show you all that stuff. So here we are. Here is my favorite Marshall amp. So turning on the KEMPER Drive shows us the parameters, and as you can see, drive is at 0. This is my starting point. Tone in the middle, definition in the middle, slim down at 0. And volume is just a little bit turned up, so to match the gain. So here is the sound with the KEMPER Drive. Without. So you can hear it's not a difference in the gain structure. And this is a neutral setting, so the frequency spectrum is also the same. But you can do many things with the definition parameter, so I will show you some settings. That's the first one. Next one. So you can hear it's the typical definition setup. Very muffled tone when you have it on the left side, and very bright and tight low end on the right. And then we have the slim down parameter. This is something that we showed you when we took a closer look at all the KEMPER Drive sounds. This parameter is not usual in overdrive pedals, so that means it can intensify the impact of the definition tilt filter. This is from the manual, and that means, so if you have a really lower definition setting and then turning up the slim down, you get this one. That's one. So to intensify, you can intensify the mid hump here. That one. And then you can have the tone option, so you can turn up the tone as you like to. To give it more bite. And this is not that heavy with higher gain settings. It's not that intense. You will hear it now when I'm using clean sounds or mid-gain sounds. Then it's more intense with these tone settings then. So starting with my clean rig. So this one is Tweet Deluxe, so a kind of bluesy sound. Sounds fine, but it should be, from my perspective, a little bit fatter. And with the KEMPER Drive, definition set to 1.7 and slim down a little bit higher. And so I get this fatness. That one. And I turned up the tone a little bit just to get this higher, this crispiness in the tone, but having this fat low end with the definition and slim down in that setting. Next one is mid-gain sound. We have that. And this setting here with the KEMPER Drive gives you a really slight variation on the tone. This is great, so higher set of definition and more tone, or higher value of tone, and a little bit more of volume so that the gain is boosted here. So this is great when you like to double track guitars, a guitar part, and you don't want to change the guitar, and you also don't want to change the amp or the rig, and just want to have a really slight difference. And then you just can turn on the KEMPER Drive with that setting, and you have a really smart difference on the other side with your guitar part. The next one is for a high gain setting. So that one, and I have prepared two different KEMPER Drive settings. One for a brighter sound. And then the stoner setting. So here we have definition at minimum, slim down maximum to get this really muffled tone without. With the KEMPER Drive. And also the tone is turned down. So a little bit of volume, but it's just to have the same gain, nothing else, and just to make this sound more, or less bright. And then the other one, let's take a look at the setting here. So we have the different setting, definition at maximum, slim down not that much. So I won't boost these high frequencies here. And the tone also at maximum. I will show you that one too. Without. So these are two variations just to have, have it prepared that you can kick in some smart things if somebody, the producer, wants to have a different sound, but he likes this amp tone. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly what I expected, and even more, even to be honest. Because you could hear, for example, with your second in the B slot, the second version of the KEMPER Drive, if you would take that one and increase the gain on the amp extensively. I don't know how far you were with the gain at the amp. I guess it was at 4 or 5.
No, it was a little bit more. Wait a minute. Here we
because wait. So here's the screen. Yeah. So the amp was okay. It's and at 6.8.
6.8, but we need to think about the generic gain is nearly the same.
Yeah. So just for the fun of it, it doesn't make sense always. But if you crank it entirely up to 11,
and then turn on the second.
The second one, right? And compared to the first one, so that's the point I just wanted to make. You can then, when you increase the gain for solo situations, for example, you can bring, the solo tone in terms of how much space it takes in the mix. Because I think just listening to this, it's a perfect sound for a three-piece band situation, for example. So you have a tighter rhythm stuff going, which there's nothing missing, but it's a little bit more in the picture. And then if you go solo, you don't suddenly have this gap and only the bass player going, but you're still you're taking all the space that the guitar and the vocals had before, and that's very, very unique to be able to season this so meticulously to make the guitar then as big and as screamy or tight or full as you like, without having to deal with the sometimes annoying character of the gain with the overdrive pedal. You can just rely on the pure characters of the amp and can change the character of the tone without having to change or deal with the changes of the character of the distortion. And that's really helpful, especially when you try to come up with solutions for various guitars. If we look back at the last 2 episodes, this is also a great option to create a solution for being prepared to whenever anything happens, you would be able to pick up another guitar just by using the definition and the slim down in addition to the tone, and even for the boost as well. So it's a treble booster, so to say, on steroids.
Yeah.
And
some kind of, and
that's pretty vertical. Yep.
Also, I think from my perspective, it feels a little bit better when you have, let's say you want this amount of gain, and you can create this with only the amp, but maybe you go with the amp a little bit lower and add this drive to this amp, and then you have a really more dense kind of gain, more dense kind of sound, and it feels better. It's better when you're playing, so you get a little bit more sustain and all that stuff. So I always have some kind of drive or boost in my rigs to play some overdrive or lead tones. It definitely feels better. I don't know. You make this do the same thing.
Yeah, I do as well. But I never used the drives because since they entered my life, I sort of hated overdrives. I loved them for the filtering
Yeah.
because that was giving me exactly what I needed. But I always had to struggle with this kind of weird distortion it adds, being not a real distortion, and this parallel stuff and yada yada yada. But to have this pure filter stuff available, and now also all the best out of all these various drive filter worlds combined in the Kemper Drive system with the slim down and the definition and the tone. That's basically what I discovered pretty late. I mean, last week actually, that if you put the drive entirely down, that there actually is no drive happening, and you can find the frequency that make the amp really really shine well, and that would be also a cool hardware unit, because if that would be available to drive real amps, that would make a big difference as well. If that would be programmable, then you could easily go from tight rhythm to humongous solo tones and things like this without needing to change the amp. So then it would be the best of both worlds. But it's not so. You could use the player, for example, with one of the level upgrades and boost your amp with no drive activated, but with the filters, and you'd be amazed about the results. Yeah, wonderful. So I guess these rigs will be available at the rig exchange, from the rig exchange as well, so people try this at home. And if you have still a tube amp, try this. Don't have anything activated but the Kemper Drive, no gain, but just level and the filters, and try to find out how this works with your real amp. Would be interesting to get your feedback as well. Yeah, wonderful. Thomas, thank you so much.
Come.
Again, try this at home, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.